Hello, welcome, and please bear with me because, as is par for the course, things just have to go wrong, don't they? Uh, so, as I frantically try to solve one last problem, I hope that you've all had a good couple of weeks and tonight finds you well. I am very glad to be back. I am very glad to be back streaming. I am very glad to be free. Uh, though, clearly free does not mean without problems caused by. So, what am I talking about? Well, I had gotten, and it came in just after I finished. I had to take the break, sadly. I had gotten a new earpiece and volume control to allow me to better manage my sounds between the switch and the computer for me being able to hear what's going on. Guess what I can't find after leaving it a very specific place for when I came back? Which means someone decided they were going to help and didn't tell me. So yes, that is what we're complaining about tonight. Like to be able to hear the game that we're going to be playing tonight, which is Echoes of Wisdom. Though we have some reactions, and I have one heck of a rant to at least start. I will try not to go down the whole thing, because I gotta be honest, if I went for full storytime mode, we would actually take up the whole stream. Give me a sec, I'm gonna move away from the mic while I try to figure out where they put this. Well, I'm finding other things they put away, quote unquote, for me, which doesn't make me feel any better. What I got was a single ear mono earpiece, which are surprisingly hard to get your hands on these days, and an inline volume control. So that way I have it just all right there for me to be able to manipulate and control. Technically I have two. One which goes in the ear but leaves a little open, and one which goes over the ear so I can balance the computer and the alert sounds versus the switch. I thought it was a great idea, and then everything's just gone and not where I put it, which was right by my speaker, and it's like they're audio cables. Hopefully someone sees the audio cables next to a speaker and goes, huh, those must be with the speaker. I should leave them where they are. Hi, Ovi. Well, I'm glad that that my stream, even as I sit here and rant, could be a pick-me-up in the day. That is literally why I stream, is to hopefully, in spite my ranting and own sour attitude oftentimes, hopefully distract people and entertain. So, glad I can do that. Now, I know what that is. I know what that is. But it is not what I actually need. Now, I am not calling to ask, because that counts as asking for help. And I will not ask them for help. I don't want them to help. This is why. Okay. Well, we have to get the show on the road very, very soon. So the first thing that will provide some semblance of use, regardless of if it's good, regardless of if I have to jury rig it, will be our solution. I had all that stuff where I knew where it was. Come on, just give me any set of earbuds. Any set of earbuds. All right. Yeah, I shouldn't have to ask them what they did with my stuff. All right, give me a sec. I got to test to see if these work. Unfortunately, it's a normal set of earbuds with 2 ears, which means I will only be getting right or left side, because I can only hear in one ear. That's why the single earbud matters so much to me. Okay. That is serviceable. And that's unplugged. I should have double checked all this stuff, but silly me assumed that when I would reach for stuff that I had put specific places for specific reasons, it would be where I had put it. How foolish of me to make that assumption. I know. I'm back streaming for the first time in 2-3 weeks, whatever, and this is the start. Ah! That's such good things to rant about, too. Like, I call it a rant. It wasn't actually going to be a problem. It was going to be positive things. So, but I guess venting out of the way early? Hopefully. Okay, now why do I not have any hand tracking? Okay, hand tracking is revived. Again. And face tracking actually worked on the first try. Oh my gosh. Ah! Is it positive? Is it still a rant? It's me. It's a rant. It's a rant because it's me. Oh my gosh. So hi, welcome to the stream. Everything's broken all the time. My tracking is better, or at least it should be. I fixed some things, hopefully. I played with some other things, and I fixed my ponytail hair colors, which I needed to fix before I could set up the redeems. Which means, sadly, the hair redeems are not finished because I spent what little time I had trying to fix things. Trying to fix this, and I just got it last night. But here we are. It is in fact fixed. It is in fact working, and I can finally start work on the hair redeems. I started on but did not finish them today. Because yesterday and today when I wasn't working on it, my mind was occupied by other things. I think what I'm probably going to do is actually start with the reactions before I start talking about this. Because when I start talking about what I want to talk about, it's going to be quite a long one. Actually, I should probably... Because of the length and the fact that we do want to actually get to the game, you know? It might not be a bad idea to do the reactions. Start Echoes of Wisdom. And then after the break, get to what I want to... Sort of some storytelling background. Like I said, I can't tell the whole story because it is very likely that we will be here for just 4 hours straight of me telling the story. It is long. And it didn't even happen over break, quote unquote. This is something from Wednesday night, Thursday morning. And it's huge. Oh, road sleep. So, yeah. There's also some small... Oops, oh, there goes my tracking. There's also some smaller things. I mentioned and did decide to get just to test some armor. Holy crap, it is small. Like thin. Just to see. And hey, I'm actually working on a way to record at the range. So maybe we could do some tests on it then later to see how it does. Because it's just meant to be a temporary thing. So that could be interesting. Though I need to finish figuring out my range recording setup. It is serviceable, but a tad cursed at the moment. Yeah, until I get to the big story, I really don't have much else on updates, actually, because very little happened besides, that I could actually be talking about, or that I want to be talking about. I know some VTubers and just streamers in general talk about a bunch of stuff. But this is, I'm trying to maintain a largely separation of certain things. Despite my rant that I just went on. So I think, yeah. I don't know that I have much else to talk about on that front. So I think we are going to do the order of reactions, game, story time, game. I think that's what we're going to do. Because Echoes of Wisdom, I'm already 2 weeks behind. And I'm not entirely sure I want Brandon staring over my shoulder for this whole thing. So let's get this out of the way. Our first video that I want to watch happened like right after I went on break. Of course, this happened right after I went on break, right? It is testing the SKS from the second event around Trump, if as it were. He's gonna say all the stuff anyway, so I don't know why I'm dancing around it. But yeah. And so that's going to be our first video to watch. And as a heads up, I'm going to have input on this because I have seen the SKS and I own an SKS. But, okay, I don't know if he's going to get into it because I haven't seen this before. But I do think that there is a little bit of background that I don't know if he's going to get into that I feel should be told. The SKS is one of the... Well, it's technically a battle rifle, but it is when moving towards the more modern assault rifles. It is not automatic. It is only semi-automatic. It is... I don't know that it's actually possible without completely rebuilding sections of it to make it automatic. It is... And it looks like it's classified by most places as a traditional hunting rifle. It has a 10-round internal magazine. Like I said, it's semi-automatic. It does look a bit AK-ish, though it's a different beast in terms of operation. And SKSs tend to fall into two categories. The first category is actually quite nice. These are pretty rare. If you're creative enough, anything is possible, fair. These are, anyways, the nice SKSs are pretty rare. But you can get ones that are well put together, have a nice, well-made stock. All the parts are well done. And one of the categories that this is in, believe it or not, is the Type 56 from China. But it has to be a very specific kind of Type 56. It has to be an early model Type 56, which is like right before beginning stages of the Vietnam War, where China was not thinking they were going all into a mass-produced war, so they were actually taking their time in making nice rifles, which you know, I'm suddenly talking about the Type 56. The Type 56 is just an SKS by a different name. I think the parts are just... No, I know the parts are just flat out interchangeable and stuff. At most, you have to do a little bit of different shaping on the stock. Barely. And then there are the SKSs that you usually hear about. A lot of Red Army surplus, a lot of mass-produced type stuff. Like really mass-produced type stuff. Specifically because it's such a simple and easy rifle. It comes apart in 3 pieces. The thing comes apart in 3... I don't know what my hand track is trying to do. It comes apart in 3 freaking pieces. You push a button and it pops apart. So it's really easy to make. And so you've got like old Red Army surplus. You've got a ton of other mass manufacturing where it's basically crappy rifles churned out en masse. This is the most common type that you see. I'm going to say for every one nice SKS, there's about 1,000 of these. But because they're so simplistic, they're also super easy to modify, which is where the age-old term of Bubba-ing comes from, to Bubba a rifle, which is basically you have a Dremel, some duct tape, and an idea. And SKSs get a pretty bad reputation between the fact that there's so many of the bad ones, and they are so popular for doing this really, really crappy modification type stuff too. And I know going in that this guy's rifle is in the Bubba category. I'm curious what Brandon has found that I have not, though, because I just saw a picture and kind of analyzed it from there. I didn't do a deep dive. So, there is my tangent on SKSs. And also, for the record, the SKS I have is one of the nice ones. And it has had 3 owners. I'm one of them. One of them is the Viet Cong soldier it was assigned to. And one of them is the United States soldier who picked it up after it no longer had an owner. Who directly sold it to me. And I went through with the serial number and everything to confirm this thing's history. So it's not just someone telling a story. This is confirmed. I am quite proud. Anyways. In the words of Sam Axe, a.k.a. Bruce Campbell, the gun had an owner, some stuff happened, and then the gun didn't have an owner anymore. No, it was made by China. It's one of the nice pre-Vietnam War era SKSs that they then gave to the Viet Cong to use. So, that's a little bit of bragging there. Can't help myself, sorry. Oh, that is the wrong button. Oops. Okay, yeah, fair. Chairman Mao was technically the first owner. So, Chairman Mao, Viet Cong soldier, U.S. Army, me. I am super proud of that. And like I said, it was one of the nice, really, really early war ones. Alright. Enough showing up, Brandon. Let's see what happens here, shall we?
On September 15th, just over a week ago at time of recording, some crackhead-looking dude made an attempt on the life of former President of the United States and presidential candidate Donald Trump. Again.
Secret Service
Yeah.
opened fire on a gunman at Trump's West Palm Beach, Florida golf course in what the FBI is calling another assassination attempt.
That's right. Putting it as eloquently as possible, this Beavis and Butthead looking head-ass decided to camp outside of Trump's golf course in Florida with a rifle in the bushes. It went about as well as you could expect, as he waited for Trump to move to the next hole where he would have a...
Turn him up more. Is it that quiet? Okay. Oh, wow. I am actually quite loud. I'm actually quite loud, so I think what I'm going to do is turn me down a little bit, too. Because I'm seeing I'm reaching up into the red, which is where we get all that crackling and popping and stuff. I'm trying to keep the quality up. So there, I've reduced me a little bit to try to get out of the red, and I've bumped the video. Hopefully this will be a closer balance. Let me know if it still isn't.
On September 15th, just over a week ago at time of recording, some crackhead-looking dude made an attempt on the life of former President of the United States and presidential candidate Donald Trump. Again.
Secret Service opened fire on a gunman at Trump's West Palm Beach, Florida golf course in what the FBI is calling another assassination attempt.
That's right. Putting it as eloquently as possible, this Beavis and Butthead looking head-ass decided to camp outside of Trump's golf course in Florida with a rifle in the bushes. It went about as well as you could expect. As he waited for Trump to move to the next hole where he would have a clear shot on the president, Secret Service actually caught him beforehand and engaged. Thankfully, he was caught and nobody was killed. However, the rifle used was the subject of much discussion, as originally it was reported as an AR-15 and then an AK-47 widely across the news, and even, I'm not fucking with you, AR-47 at one point. But all we had was this grainy photo to judge by. And if you're a turbo autist like myself, that's all you needed to realize exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Unlike what the news had reported, it was actually a Norinco SKS.
So Brandon's setup here is, so Norinco is the civilian-made hunting SKS. Like I said, it's considered a hunting rifle now. He has an aftermarket stock, or maybe, I don't know, some of the ones now just come with a synthetic stock. Good SKSs come with a wood stock. The material, not the place. Have a short little 10-round magazine. This is an extended 20, I believe, which has this little duckbill thing that sticks up in there because it's not designed to have removable magazines, so you got to get either special magazines or modify the rifle. And an aftermarket plate here. They don't normally have a rail. They just have a cover. And that thing can be loose and wiggle. So that's a terrible place to mount a scope. In fact, that is as a place for the folding bayonet. Say stock. That's true. It does have the folding bayonet lug. So this may actually be a nicer one that had a stock that was taken off. Stat afterwards. Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't looking at the end of the barrel. You make a good point though. That probably is from a spike, not the knife bayonet. Which Norinco, the Chinese like the spike bayonets, the Russians tended for the more knife style. You don't need a recoil pad for this thing, buddy. It is the same round as the AK 7.62 by 39. You do not need a recoil pad. All right, ramble, on we go. This isn't even a nice riser. You can get a riser that's a little bit taller and has a hole in it, so you can still use the iron sights.
With a polymer sporter style stock, which is later
that. It's not even the nice polymer sporter style. There are aftermarket mods that are like nice. This isn't even any of those.
Exactly what it ended up being, as the FBI a few days ago released this image. That's
okay. So there's something very interesting. I've seen this image. The moment he said FBI, it's like I knew this was coming. This magazine right here is not from what I have seen, and I will double check myself right now just to make sure. But it does not appear to be a proper SKS duckbill magazine. It looks like, to me at least, an AK magazine that he stuck a duckbill onto. He couldn't even be bothered to get a real duckbill magazine, which I think is hilarious because they're really dirt cheap. But they all, instead of having this clamp to hold the front part on, they're all integrated on the front. So that's what makes me think that's just a modified AK mag instead of a real duckbill, which is like, I don't know, $8 or something like that.
When I realized I gave the guy too much credit and his setup is objectively far worse. And we'll get into that and even replicate it. So we're going to talk about the weapon used, the setup that was used, why this guy is an idiot, and make, of course, as you've come to expect, fucked up jokes along the way, as is my job and truly my honor. And then later on, we're going to test to see if an electrical tape scope will actually hold zero at all. We're going to test his scope setup later, but for the time being, I've got an app to make this feel a little bit more clone correct. Time to hit her from the back. Here we go.
Again, ironically, because this dust cover isn't supposed to hold anything and can be loose, taping it like this may actually help it hold zero better. Because this cover was never meant to have anything mounted on it. You've got to have it set up to be really, really tight.
And now, I think we're ready for business. Now, a lot of people have questioned, why in the world would anybody use an SKS? After all, it's an incredibly shitty rifle. Nobody can hit shit with it, ever. Well, let's talk about that a little bit. A lot of the reputation for the SKS entirely...
Again, SKSs can be nice. It's just a lot of them aren't, and a lot of them are made worse.
depends on which boomer you ask. A lot of people who say that this is better and more accurate than the AK in every way. The Russians should have been using this the whole time. There's others who just kind of remember...
No, and no. Among other things, the SKS's barrel is not actually made out of the same hardness material as the AK. So even though it is longer and thus gets better velocity, it actually has a wider, by default at least, it has a wider range of, wider MOA, wider spread of hit pattern. Though, I mean, it's still a good rifle if you don't do bad crap to it or get one of the bottom end of the crappy ones, which still represents like 60% of the market.
Remember this as being a garbage bin surplus gun that nobody really wanted, so you can go up at your local sporting goods store, pull one of these out of a basket and buy it for 50 bucks. It's what you bought if you couldn't afford a real AK or something like that. The reality is, with most things, in my opinion, is somewhere in the middle. For those who think it's obviously better than the AK, ask all the militaries who don't use it. There is, however, truth in the accuracy side of things. Now, it is chambered in a 7.62 by 39 cartridge, the exact same round as the AK, but the SKS has a bit of a reputation for being more accurate at distance. Why is that? Well, the SKS is working with a couple more inches of barrel, what some of you wouldn't give to say the same. Comparing apples to apples, when our muzzle ends here, you can see, even though this is, it's a SAM 5 and 5.56, but same principle, 16-inch barrel AK, you could see that this has a little bit of an edge when it comes to barrel length. Let's say we're not working with a scope. Let's say we're only using iron sights. If you see where our sights line up here, the SKS has about 4 extra inches of sight radius, meaning that the distance between the rear sight and the front sight is a little bit longer. Now, the wider your sight radius, the more likely you are to be precise in your aim when talking about sight picture on iron sights. Another last advantage the SKS might have on accuracy comes with the short stroke piston system. Short stroke is known to be slightly more accurate than long stroke gas piston like the AK uses. It has less forces acting on the barrel, which is why it's used in platforms like the SVD when they're trying to get better accuracy. So the big question the internet's been debating back and forth especially on Twitter, is the SKS capable of making a 400 to 500 yard shot? Yes, the AK is capable of doing that, in fact. The interesting part is, though, it didn't have to. You see, while the report says that John Wilkes Busey over here was engaged at 400 to 500 yards, that's where Secret Service was. The shot he was waiting to take was only at about 90 to 100. Right now, we're at just over 100 yards with a gun that I just got like 2 days ago, never zeroed. It's got fucking electrical tape on it. This is not a difficult shot. Any moron could do this. Not difficult. So if he wasn't spotted by Secret Service, this is roughly where that pink steel is out there, that pink silhouette, is roughly where Trump would have been golfing. It's actually about 10, 15 yards further than the actual shot would have been. So this is not a difficult shot. And I'm just sitting. I'm not even proned out like he was. He's proned out with his muzzle sticking out of a chain link fence, which is how he was spotted by Secret Service in the first place. That, and he wasn't too terribly hard to spot, considering he was wearing a very tactically sound salmon pink shirt on a place where everything is green. I mean, seriously, where do they find these fucking people?
Where do all these guys come from?
I mean, 2 attempts with rifles on a presidential candidate's life in 2 months is crazy, but the only reason I don't assume this is some sort of CIA MK Ultra shit is because I feel like the CIA is the only one with a track record of actually killing people. Them and the ATF count dogs. Now, this may not be the best scope mount in the world.
No comment.
That being said, if you look at the photos, I think we're still giving our shooter a little bit too much credit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swap off this
yeah, here we go.
properly mounted scope with
Here
something
we
a
go.
little bit more, well, to reuse an old joke, something a little more retardy Oswald approved.
Unfortunately, moments like this generate a lot of controversy. Media coverage in the wake of the second assassination attempt has been either polarized or sometimes non-existent. This story alone has been covered in hundreds of articles. The left, as usual, calls for more gun control, while sources like AmmoLand cite this as reasons why gun control laws don't even work in the first place. Simply put, in the modern media landscape, it's hard to know what the hell's going on. That's why
if I remember correctly, he's a convicted felon who isn't allowed to have a gun, period. So
specifically asked Ground News to cover this video. Believe me,
Steel
I have
Fist,
experienced
thank you for
media
the
bias
follow. Welcome.
firsthand. So I
Hi.
really appreciate what Ground News is doing. I especially appreciate their blind spot feature, which highlights stories that the media is specifically not covering. Like this recent report on gun ownership being on the rise from liberals, that received almost no coverage from left-wing media.
Hydra Overlord, thank you for the follow. Welcome.
I wonder why. Unfortunately, moments like this highlight how misleading one-sided media can be. Something you may not know unless you use Ground News. So check them out at ground.news/BrandonH.
Justin Woolsey, thank you for the follow. Another one of these just YouTube trains again. Also leave the QR code up a little bit longer, I guess.
Or scan this.
Wakano, thank you for the follow. You guys just... It feels like everyone on YouTube moves in big groups. Hi and welcome. I hope you enjoy it here.
QR code. And if you subscribe through my link, you get 40% off unlimited access, which of course is what I use. Ground News is subscriber funded on a mission to hold the media accountable. And by subscribing, you're not only getting a great product, but you're supporting my work as well. So thank you to Ground News. Back to the video.
Check the magazine. Gun is cleared. Here we have our SKS dust cover mount.
Yep, there it is.
And what we're replacing it with is probably something we won't be able to hit shit at 90 yards with. Watch this miraculously hold zero. So this is, we'll see if this even fucking holds on. What I'm curious about is, we clear the charging handle, but I'm curious to see if the ejection is going to smack the top of this at all. This is even, we gave this the best chance possible of working, because if you look in the photo, his scope goes right over the top, which if you don't know about an SKS, where it ejects directly out the top. So, see if she...
Straight up. Like, there is no attempt to eject to the side. Even if it does have a slight cut on one side, the gun does not attempt to eject to the side at all. Stuff goes straight up and then rains right back down on you.
Chooches. Scope is slightly crooked. Okay. All right, let's see if she ejects. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, sure enough. Didn't hit shit, though. Let me see if I can get a hold on it. Can I aim a little high?
No.
That was not it. Aim a little low.
Also no.
Aim really low. Where the fuck is this hitting? I'm gonna go for the creepy smiley face to the right of the less creepy smiley face. High and right. Well, as long as you know your hole. Do you see that? Okay. Make sure I'm not fucking crazy here. See if I can do hold again. Yeah, all right, well shit. Let's see if it fucking holds at 100. Try not to fucking touch it on the way there so it doesn't change our hold. So to try to confirm 0, and I really do use 0 very loosely, I'm gonna try to shoot at that big one, the one that says 303, I think, on the right. Where was that on that, Zach? A little high? Just low. Just low? Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Are you kidding me?
I'll be damned. You know, that's the reason why we do science, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit upset every time some dumb shit worked. I straight up never would have called.
No, that is a better result than if it didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, we taped the dog shit out of it, but still.
I was expecting it to just kind of like slide and fall off after a few.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually more on target than I thought. It was literally the same exact hold. I wonder if we adjusted the dials and tried to actually zero it if it would hold at all. I'm just gonna hold for where I was shooting. I mean, we're one reload later, might as well. I don't even think I need to be prone for this. Funny is that the scope is noticeably canted, like the crosshairs look like that. But
Yeah,
if it works.
Come on. Oh my gosh.
Well,
It is wild that that is
if it
working.
tries to work. I am
think-
fucking blown away. Just when
I'm convinced his is going sideways specifically because it's hitting that.
you think you know a fucking thing about guns. I just want to reiterate, this is attached to nothing. This is on a dust cover, which is already a little loose, but I can literally do this with my hands, and that shit was staying on 0. Like, look at this shit.
That is wild.
That is not on there that fucking tight. I got nothing. So I guess to be very Mythbusters about it, this gun with a taped scope, being able to make that shot on Trump at that distance is unfortunately plausible. Of course, there's a lot of variables that we can't take into consideration. His skill with the rifle, the scope he used, if he knew his holds. You don't exactly get to take those practice shots when you're surrounded by Secret Service, so. And given the guy's history and obviously choice in firearms, I'd have a hard time calling him a competent human, much less a competent shooter. But make all the jokes you want about a Bubba SKS, and Jesus, the most Bubba of scope setups I've ever seen. And I think we proved here today, even to the surprise of me, I mean, not the results I was expecting at all. We proved that Trump's life was very materially in danger. But at the end of the day, all these people that are taking pop shots at presidential candidates
Yeah,
are just
could at least work
virgin
range, sure.
losers who really can't control their own emotions, so they act out. Have you been offended that I've been making jokes about the attempted assassin this entire time? Just remember, kids, it's not bullying if they deserve it. So I hope you learned something today. I
Don't
certainly
say
fucking
that.
did. Yeah,
Don't
wait to
say
visit.
that.
Tell your mom, she loves you. Don't shoot at presidential candidates, and I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. And if I have to do another one of these, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
It is wild that thing held 0. That's not how that's supposed to work. I want to. I can't bear to bring myself to try it with the SKS, but I might find something and try a duct tape scope with, just to see. It is wild that is. It's just wild that had no reason to work. Not at all. Absolutely not. I also just realized my mouth tracking is really weird. One moment. Why? There we go. Does that help? Do we have... That's a little better. Well, he wasn't even using duct tape. He was using electrical tape. Think about that. He wasn't even using duct tape. He was using electrical tape. Man. Sorry, I thought I had stuff working and now I don't, so I'm just doing a quick check to see if there's any. Yeah. So, yeah. That is not how I expected things to go with that darn thing. Not at all. I did not. Though I do want to see the test with a scope that's actually completely over the the bolt like the picture instead of just just barely out of the way. That is the one different thing that I want to see tried, but holy crap. I can't believe that. So, that was Brandon Herrera. Video's already linked down there. On to the next video, which is more of Scott's absolute... Oh, come on! More of Scott's absolute insanity. The Solotherm 20mm anti-tank rifle versus armored zombie torso. How lethal is 20mm? Very lethal. The best off-the-shelf body armor that I have seen is the Colossus, which technically will stop a 50 cal, but you're probably still going to die just from the force hitting you. But it will keep the 50 cal from penetrating. But it's still 50 caliber BMG with worth of impact. So, yeah. Anyways, Kentucky Ballistics. Scott, what nonsense are you doing now?
What are you doing, W? Well, I'm taking a new profile picture. Right. Well, what's with the air filter? This chick I met at the bingo hall told me I should take my pictures with a filter. She said they look a lot better.
That's right.
I don't think that's what she meant. Oh, whatever. She's gonna love these. This is a premium racing filter. All right, well.
I don't think
good
that
luck
is
with
actually.
Hey, you can use it when I'm done. Lord knows you're uglier than sin. What's up, everybody? My name is Scott, and you're watching Kentucky Ballistics, and I am very excited today because today I get to shoot my 20mm anti-tank rifle again. It was just about a month ago that I first introduced this rifle, and I asked you, what would you like to see me shoot with it first? Well, we got lots of answers: zombie torsos, body armor, a tank. Well, today we're gonna go with the first two. I have a Ballistic Dummy Lab zombie torso, but today we're going to see if we can protect him a little bit. I have him loaded up with some premier body armor. He has a plate carrier on with a level 4 plate. This is rated all the way up to 30-06, and it is multi-hit, and he has one of their nifty ballistic helmets, which is rated for most pistol calibers. Naturally, we are shooting at a zombie torso with armor.
Mine are not premieres, and mine is like a sixth as thick as that.
That is rated for small.
It is also level 4
with an anti-tank rifle, so most likely the odds are not in his favor, but they are in our favor because I think it's gonna be awesome.
What? Do not tell me he bought.
The wipeout. Don't let credit card debt wipe you out. Check out PDS debt. I rented this entire inflatable just to say that line. Worth every penny. Getting in
Thank you for not buying it, at least.
Pretty easy. Getting out? It's about like this. If you're struggling with personal debt, credit cards, medical bills, you need to check out PDS Debt. PDS can match you with debt solutions that are tailored to your financial situation. If you're making monthly payments on your debt and your balances are not going down, PDS has a solution for you. And everybody with $10,000 or more in eligible debt qualifies. No minimum credit score required. Bad and fair credit, both accepted. So save more by paying off your debt in a fraction of the time. If you're tired of climbing out of the slippery slope of debt, stop waiting and start saving. Get your free debt analysis today by swinging over to pdsdebt.com/KYB. And it only takes about 30 seconds. Again, that is pdsdebt.com/KYB, or you can click my link in the description down below. Again, a big thank you to PDS Debt for sponsoring today's video. So if you have not seen the first video...
This man is married and a father. And his... Yeah, what you said. And his father is filming him doing this. Continuing.
With the Solartherm anti-tank rifle, let me just give you a few quick facts. Basically, this thing is 120 to 130 pounds. It is a semi-automatic anti-tank rifle and is about 7 foot long. And just to give you a little bit of perspective, this is a 50 BMG. That is a 50 caliber round, and this is 660 grains. Now here it is compared to the Solartherm 20 millimeter. This is 20 by 138 millimeter, 660 grains, and this is 2,330 grains. This rifle is so big that you cannot actually physically pull back the bolt. It has a crank with a literal bike chain inside it. So you have to pull this out, and then you give this about 3 turns, and then you have to put it back in place, and you're ready to rock and roll. And real quick, here's a closer look for you of the bike chain inside that pulls back the bolt. So knowing what I know about zombie torsos, once we hit that thing in the body, it's probably gonna have a hard time standing up. So I say we go for his armored helmet first.
A head's not going to exist. Assuming he hits it.
I hope I hit it. I'm gonna have to aim a little high and to the left. Okay.
That camera's not going to exist. The one down at the end is going to be gone. Nope. Okay, it's still there. Well, he completely missed the armor. That is like a perfect bullseye on the skull, missing the armor. Holy crap. That is perfect precision. Holy smokes.
Oh, yeah. I think we hit the helmet.
Oh, no. Did he get the helmet?
Okay.
Did he get the...
Oh, he's got premier body armor in his face.
He did get the helmet.
Looks like... Oh, let me unsnap this here.
I expected the helmet to be destroyed more.
Get right there, and I believe, yeah, it looks like
okay.
We hit the helmet, went through the helmet, unfortunately passed through Mr. Zombie here, went through the back of Mr. Zombie, and also clipped this and went through the back of the helmet. Yeah, that is not good. Oh dear. Not much left of his face after getting smacked with a 20 mil. Oh.
I expected the helmet.
Well,
I gotta be honest. I expected the force transfer to be so high because 20 millimeter is such a big round, and these are not like the super pointy dart type rounds. Even though obviously it was just going to keep going through it, I did honestly expect the head to just completely atomize on impact. So I am surprised that as much of the head held together as it did.
I'm going to say that a ballistic helmet against small arms, probably okay. But a 20mm anti-tank rifle, probably not the best defense. But what about body armor? Some level 4 body armor. There's only one way to find out. Alrighty then. All right. Get lined up on this. Holy cow. I think I hit him.
You don't say. I still can't believe you can actually catch the round on these, because he doesn't have like the super good slow-mo. It's okay slow-mo, but it's not the super good stuff, and 20mm is booking it. Helmet verdict, better than expected, not useful, but still, yeah, true.
Okie dokie. Let's inspect the data. Well, for one, he's missing some parts. Looks like we did hit the armor.
I don't like the noise
I
that
may have
made.
hit a little high. Maybe not. No, I hit right there. Let's get this vest off of him. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, that's not a good sign.
I'm sorry, is there
Before we look
dirt
at
there?
him, let's look at this.
Did the dirt from behind him get in front of him?
We definitely think we went through. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm not even gonna try to pull this out. All right, so we had a good hit right there, and you can see right through that. So level 4 plate. Not really good protection against an anti-tank rifle. Blew through the armor, and then it looks like we hit Mr. Zombie here, square in the chest. And yeah, then we blew through the back of Mr. Zombie. I'm guessing maybe that round tumbled a little bit. We took everything out, his whole spine. This is just turned into just pieces.
Don't go
This is
dig.
just
Don't go. Okay.
remnants of his spine. And then we blew through the back. There was no plate in the back. And I'm guessing we're somewhere in that deep hole. Poor guy. He never even had a chance to get his start in weapons technology at SDI. But if you want to check them out, be sure and swing over to sdi.edu. There's a link in the description down below. All right. We're going to really give Mr. Zombie a fighting chance this time.
They appear so much on this channel, I feel like I should get sponsored by them.
So, I have another Premier Body Armor, Fortis Level 4 plate. Again, rated all the way up to armor piercing 30-06, but not an anti-tank rifle. But we're going to give him a little extra. This is a Russian Vaunt shield. This is very tough. As you can see, we've already shot it with lots of other things, and this pretty much ate everything we threw at it. So now, Mr. Zombie here is going to have a level 4 plate and this massive shield in front of him. Let's see if that will deter a Solar Therm anti-tank rifle. Okay. All right. All right. Put that in front of him. And, oh, that's perfect. The shield's actually helping hold him up. He got it sitting on his forehead.
What's left of him?
That there's the center. So yeah, right there's the armor. I need like a marker or something. Let's see here. Let's use some green dirt maybe. Yeah. Right there is where I need to hit. So I know what you're thinking the entire time you're watching this video. Man, I would really like to know what it's like to shoot that thing. Well, now you're gonna have that opportunity because I got a GoPro duct taped to my face. I know they make mounts for these, but ammo for this Solar Therm is expensive. So first, we gotta
I don't have words
this.
for what just happened.
Now we go backwards. Locked in. Now we have our mag. 2,330 grain round. Get that in there. All right, here we go.
That is actually lined
wow.
up really well, relative, considering what we're talking about here. You can see the explosion behind the. Yeah, there it is. Like the shield looks like it actually takes it and then just nope.
Okay. Oh, I think I hit about where I wanted to hit, but before we check this out, I gotta get this GoPro off my face. Ah! Ah! Oh. Oh. It definitely smells like destroyed armor over here. We hit right here.
Did he?
Definitely. Oh.
A substantial chunk of his eyebrows are gone.
It definitely smells like destroyed armor over here. We hit right here on the Vaunt shield. Flip that over there. Oh. This rifle is insane. It's almost like it was made to take out giant pieces of artillery or something. Blew through the back of that shield. Oh. Hit the level 4 plate. Blew another hole clean through that. I mean, clean. And then Mr. Zombie, you know, he was holding together okay, but now he's just kind of, I mean, he ain't doing so good. He probably needs to go see a chiropractor. Oh, well, that was pretty awesome. And if you also thought it was awesome and you want to see more awesome content, make sure you're subscribed
Those
to
things are
Kentucky
so
Ballistics
expensive.
and hit that bell for notifications. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely had a ton of fun with the Solarthern 20mm anti-tank rifle. Let me know what you thought about it and what you'd like to see me blast with it next in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure and give it a like. Be sure and check me out on all other social media platforms. Links to those are in the description down below, along with a link to KentuckyBallistics.com, just in case you want to pick up a shirt.
Yeah, this is not the first
As
video
always,
where
my
he's
name
just
is
destroyed a
Scott.
table
Thank
for
you
the sake
so
of
much for
destroying
watching
it.
Kentucky Ballistics. See you next time.
Though I don't get why he just doesn't shoot one at this point. Table didn't do anything in this episode. I do not understand what the point of this even is. Sorry, but I keep getting dinged, so no ending music for us. Sorry about that. I mean, I gotta be honest. There were some moments there where, yeah, obviously the 20 went right through it. But I kind of expected the armor itself to disintegrate a lot more than just have the hole. You know, Rippy, at this point, that's a pretty good guess. I have no idea. We'll go with that theory. As creepy as it is. All right. Hold on. Got to do the Twitch thingy. Because they will yell at me if I'm in the wrong category. Again. Right, I also need... There we go. So yes, on to Echoes of Wisdom. Oh, you see a table killed my father, cameraman. What? Yeah. Right. Okay, need to have my jury rig second screen. Made by Huawei, not spelled correctly. So, you know, that's a thing. And my half of my audio. Okay, we do have sound. Shall we? The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, also known as The Legend of Link Echoes of Wisdom, also known as Finally. Yeah. Okay, another straight to the game one. Oh my gosh, the audio is so bad in this earbud. Okay, so they're just gonna start us with Link. I'll take that. Okay, noted. I was never good at the spinny for that. And we're just starting with... Ooh, bomb juice! Yep, this does appear to be Link. I mean, this does... Yeah, it's Link. Man, what was that? When was the... What was... Is Majora's Mask the last time we saw a bomb juice? That is disappointing. Oh, he has the shield shuffle. He has the shield shuffle. Yes. Is it? I thought that we could do that in other games. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Aha! I was trying to cut and accidentally hit jump, but I guess that works. And to demonstrate why unlimited arrows breaks things. Okay. That's fair. It doesn't make me happy, but that's fair. So, we're fighting the final dungeon that Link had to fight. I hate to say it, but I kind of want the prequel to see how Link got to this point. No offense to Zelda, I'm sure I'm going to have fun with the Zelda mechanics here, but I want to know how Link got to this point. The bomb-to-bomb chew mechanic is awesome. I'm gonna be sad that we can't use it for the rest of the game. He is slower with this than in Link's Awakening. I liked being able to like spam the really quick hits. Ganon organ! It's the Ganon organ! As someone whose first Zelda game was Ocarina of Time, I'm all for this. So, it's you again. Ever the troublesome one. Only this time, your presence serves me. Now I'll end you both. Okay, that hurts my throat. I can't do that anymore. Oh. Hi, kitty! Oh, yeah. You kidding me? Oh, yes! Tennis! This is like Ganon. Ow. That's why they made him hit slower, so you actually have to try. No worries, kitty. I didn't do a whole lot of lead up to it. Hope tonight finds you well. Do I have to do this now? Migraine all day and deal with the cold, and now you show up. I mean, we can get close to it. I was honestly thinking of making this the last Nintendo for a while, but I mean, Wind Waker is something that could be put on the table. She does not jump very high. At least not relative to Link. Ooh! Okay. Alright, well, I'll have to get my amiibos out. I only have like 4. Jump into the murder hole. Come on, you gotta try. You got the swordsman's cloak. This is the hooded cloak that the swordsman in green dropped. It would almost completely cover your face if you wore it. Hold down, hold down, hold down, hold down. Oh, here we go. No! Don't do that! No, you stay away from me! Ah! Are we actually getting a... We are. Okay, give me a sec. I will be your Breath of the Wild moment for this evening. Oh my gosh. Oh, this... I can't kill you? Okay. Are we back to A Link to the Past? We better get the cool castle music. I will be disappointed if we don't get the cool castle music. Oh good, it's not done. How many games do we play as Zelda? Let's see. There's the CDI games, which are absolutely awful. What was that other one? There was one where you, like, get a Zelda sequence, isn't there? Do CDI games even count? Sadly. I swear there was one where you get... Oh, that might have been a fan game. I might be thinking of a fan game. Princess Zelda, you're safe. What a relief. You're not injured, are you? You're sick with worry. A whole week is a long time to be missed. Okay. We thought you'd been stolen away like all the others. The soldiers search for you every day. Princess, play with me. Play with me. So glad you're back. But now one of those icky rifts open up here too.
Yeah.
Princess Zelda, now that you've arrived, please allow me to welcome you back as well. May I suggest you promptly speak with the king. I'm sure he'll be deeply relieved to hear that. Hear that you've returned safe and sound. Princess Zelda, where are you off to? Must assist you to make your way to the castle and speak with the king.
Yeah.
So happy to have you back home, Princess Zelda.
Yeah.
May I suggest you seek audience with the King of Hyrule? I'm sure he'll be overjoyed to hear that you have returned safely. Princess, please don't ever go away again, okay? Princess, play with me, play with me. We're also happy to have you back, Princess. Everyone's worried you've been stolen away. Now that you're back, I can scratch that worry off my ever-growing worry list. And I'll never forgive that evil creature that took you. He's staying on my resentment list. He goes on the list. Glad you're safe, except it doesn't feel so safe in general lately, owing to that new rift in town. Heard there are more monsters outside as well. Wonder when we'll see peace again. I heard you were back. My sigh of relief could have knocked down a house. So grateful you're alright. Should go rest up. Zelda's adventure, alright. Wasn't so bad it produced actual... Oh no. Oh! I don't need a bracelet for this. Ah, it's so wonderful to see you safely home again. Lady Impa has been beside herself with worry ever since you were kidnapped. She's usually in the castle around this time. Please let her know you're back, for her sake. It's so interesting mentioning Impa, and I immediately think with this style, it's going to be the old lady. But I originally knew Impa as like the hot Amazonian chick. I'm curious which one they're going to go with. Because the old lady is definitely the far and away the most common interpretation. Oh, so bad it never released outside the UK. But yeah, Zelda jumps half as high as like, oh good. That's going to be a fun, fun problem. Oh, those creepy rifts open up in the middle of town. So dark and scary looking. What if you fall in? What happened? My goodness, Princess Zelda, you've returned to us. What a relief. We've been searching for you from sunrise to sunset every day. So glad you're back. What about at night? Princess Zelda, you're back. Phew, so relieved. I feel like I might keel right over. These pots are strangely devoid of important things. Get to stay in a room in the castle since our house is unusable at the moment. So excited to see which room we get. I bet it'll be luxurious. Hey, can you at least try not to sound so excited? I mean, look at our place. Oh, get out of here. I know you're excited about it too. Well, okay, yeah, you got me. I am. Miss Zelda, can you believe it? Our sweet home is... Well, just look! I can't get inside. What are we going to do? Right, this is going to block all the important stuff, isn't it? Princess Zelda, it's so good to see you. I'm sure everyone in the castle will be relieved too. Oh, please mind your footing near the rift. It just appeared, but it isn't growing at least. You know how it is with rifts. When they show up, people get stolen away. Everyone in town is accounted for. Please do be mindful. Yeah, Princess, why are you breaking into our house and breaking our stuff? Because it is actually really capable at her base level. Jumps, swims. Ooh, swims! And that's fair on the jump. Normally, you need a feather for the jump. At least in this type of games. Or you don't get a jump at all. Ever since you were kidnapped a week ago, I've been incapable of getting even a wink of sleep. Now that you're back, I bet I'll be sleeping like a baby tonight. Welcome back, Princess. And dives, holy crap. I'm giving you so much right out the gate. Well, Princess doesn't get an attack, does she? Zelda doesn't get an attack, so maybe there's a reason for that. At least if the trailers and talks are to be believed. There's nothing to fear if you train regularly. I tell myself that, so I stay motivated. No attacks. Oh, good. Princess Zelda! Me? Slack off? Never. I'm just hanging out in my favorite break area. So you're slacking off. You're so important that the kingdom falls apart after she's gone for a week. You don't understand how incompetent most of the Hyrulean kings are. Zelda tends to run things. Did I talk to you? Yes, I did. Windfish! It's nothing like the windfish, but it looks like the Link's Awakening town thing. There better be something under here. So happy you're back. We're starting to think we'd never see you again. We search for you every single day, Princess Zelda. Doggo! As opposed to constantly attacking the Link. Ability to throw pots does work for fighting? Okay. Oh, Princess Zelda, I was so worried about you. The king awaits you in the throne room. We searched everywhere for you. So glad to see you safe and sound. Trapped by a no-gooder for a whole week. If anyone could find a way out of it, that's you. I told everyone that they didn't need to worry. Oh, I'm getting so good at this whole flattery thing. Monster who kidnapped you has got some nerve. I've made it my mission to take him down myself. Well, good luck with that. I need to get trained some immediately, mind and body. I'll start with 2 whole sit-ups. We're also happy to have you back, Princess. Everyone was worried you'd been stolen away. Well, I mean, I was. Oh! Paul's voice! Oh, it's Princess Zelda. Long time no see. You. So, where have you been? Out doing princess stuff or something? Enough! That's no way to speak to Princess Zelda. I'm so sorry, Princess. You know how kids can be. Sorry for being a kid. I'm sorry I'm not older. I'll work on that immediately. Second by second. Look exhausted. I hope you're recovering alright. I'll spend every second of every day working on getting older for you. When I heard you were back, my sigh of relief could have knocked down a house. I'm so grateful you're alright. You should go rest up. Kitty! Feel free to look around. Hang on, princess, is that you? Wow, what a princess. You got out of a serious situation like it was nothing. Welcome home, Princess Zelda. You know, the town has come back to life since you returned. It's been like 3 minutes. Maybe 5. You're welcome to browse, of course. But have you met with the king yet? You can't buy things until your father says you can buy things. Hey, Princess Zelda, welcome back. You see any rifts on your way back here? It's real shock to see one crop up here in town. I'm glad nobody got pulled into it. Princess Zelda, where are you off to? I must assist you make your way back to the kingdom to speak with the king. No sequence breaking! The speedrunners are gonna hate this place. Oh, you're back. Okay. Final bets. Young Impa, Old Impa. Ooh! I didn't even realize that. Yay! It's weird, I got the cloak and all of a sudden, I just have to break pots! Princess Zelda, please forgive me for not being there in your time of need. As your loyal servant, I should have been able to find you. I promise I'll do better in the future. So good to have you back, Princess. We do not have the castle music. I'm mad. Sure, the king will be over the moon when he sees your face. This is too Breath of the Wild. I want the castle music. I guess we're getting a little bit of the motif, but no. Hyrule Castle is supposed to be intimidating. That's gonna be Impa, isn't it? That's Impa. Darn it! Oh, sweet child. Such a relief to see you safe. Welcome home, Princess. I must say, your loyal Impa felt so flustered I could not save you myself. On top of your kidnapping, rifts have been appearing all over. It's a source of much fear. I'm certain your return may be a great comfort to the people during these troubling times. You've always been quite spirited, though. I didn't expect you to make it back on your own. Well, I'm so overcome with emotion that I've spoken out of turn. Off you go now. The king awaits you. In the meantime, draw a nice hot bath for you to enjoy while you're ready. Everyone in the castle was in the worst mood while you were gone, Princess Zelda. But now things are back to normal. Spirits are lifted again. Thank goodness. Ah, Princess Zelda, welcome home. Kept a close eye on your room while you were gone. Ooh. Flop. Kitty! Horse! Her white horse this time is a plush! This is not the correct castle music. I am unhappy about it. It's my duty to guard the throne room. The king is just inside, awaiting you. Welcome home, Princess Zelda. You head to the throne room. The king is waiting inside. Alright, which one are you? What? Hyrule was like an actual Princess, I'm so relieved you're back. Oh, Princess, what an absolute joy to see you safe and well. Hyrule is the actual government. What weirdness is this? Despite the joy, I feel ashamed that we were unable to find you. On behalf of Minister Left and me, please accept our apologies, Princess. General Right, Minister Left. I appreciate your sentiments, but let's not dull the joyous moment with our regrets. Zelda, my dear daughter. You did well to return to us. Come closer, so I may look upon you. Ah, I am so relieved. Better. You're healthy and whole. Did I just get pelted with bats? Healthy and whole and well. So tell us, Zelda, what happened to you? A swordsman in green saved you from a fell beast. Quite the tale. But after defeating the monster, swordsman was taken by a rift? It's him we have to thank saving your life. So he was pulled to a rift. Another one stolen away. Indeed, I hope he is safe. Stolen away, a tidy phrase for a terrible fate. Majora's Mask. I took out a gift to expression. Oh, nice! Congrats! Yay, bats! Vampy's fun. Vampy is cute. Vampy is adorable. I want a plush Vampy. Unsettling phenomenon. A fair Hyrule is continually been plagued with these rifts and disappearances. As you know, rifts have been appearing for a long time, claiming our young ones. Indeed, so many children have been stolen away. We've okay. Despite our best efforts, we've never been able to prevent the rifts from appearing. Ultimately, those who have experienced losses have been left to contend with grief. Now, I've been receiving reports about people disappearing from every corner of Hyrule. It isn't just children anymore. Adults are disappearing too. Vampy selling plushes, I missed that. I need to change this. Though I also want like a little 3D plush for my VTuber model. What could be causing such an uptick? For now, we should also work on finding the swordsman in the green tunic, and with haste. Your Majesty! What is it, soldier? Urgent news! The rifts! They're causing serious trouble! We've already established this. We've just established this! Please, soldier, what are the details? Of course, Your Majesty. Okay, that is even more horrifying the second time. Firstly, we received word that someone from Soothorn village was swallowed up by a... Okay. We also received news of dark monsters attacking people in Hyrule Field. This is troubling news indeed. Thank you for your report, soldier. Tell the rest of the battalion to prepare for departure immediately. Yes, Your Majesty. General! Minister! I need you to be my right and left hands. Minister Left, you're my right hand. Minister Right, you're my left hand. Sire, Mr. Left, continue your investigation of the rift phenomenon. I'm expecting you to find a way to save any and all who have vanished into the rifts. You can count on me, sire. Mr. Right, I leave the monsters to you. Prepare your troops and head into battle. On my honor, sire. Crisis must be dealt with. Continue looking into the rifts and locate those who have been lost. This is like the most competent of the Hyrule Kings that we've seen. This is not good. So the king is competent, but the disaster is beyond his will to actually fix. He did fall apart worried about... Okay. This is my... Yeah, this is my... Yeah, not good. Gods! Lock her up immediately! Lock up the princess? My daughter created the rift you see behind me. You cannot leave such horrible power unchecked. Would be an interesting twist if Zelda is part of the cause of this. Disturbing though it may be, General Wright and Minister Left bore witness as well. Well, does no one see the black clouds coming off of them? Yes, Your Majesty. And as usual, no one listens to Zelda. Why would we lock out the princess? What could the king be thinking? Haven't heard? Apparently she's the one who created the rift in the throne room. What? That's no way! So then, she might also be responsible for all the other rifts? Yeah, they'll just keep popping up so long as she's around. There's even word the king plans on putting her to death to save the kingdom. Just can't believe the princess would be on the cause of things. Well, like, look at the games usually mute. Okay. I just bumped the button. Okay. There's a reason they might not see those clouds. Okay. Hi, Navi. You can see me? Hold up. Wait, why didn't it? I just troubleshot everything. I just made sure that was working. No, I'm trying to make sure it's working. Give me a sec. Ah! You can see me? What is this thing? My name's... Oh, no. Don't tell me. My name's Try. That blue monster? He caught me too. I've been watching you since then. I followed you here, to this castle. Try has 3 triangles. Oh yeah, I should ask, what's your name? Zelda, got it. Zelda, your life is in danger if you stay here. First who put you here is the king, right? He told someone to hurry and prepare for your execution. My brother 4 and sister saw. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Once I heard that, I figured I'd better tell you. The king and the other 2 got pulled in that rift. The 3 that came out seemed weird. Oh, you notice they seem weird too. I think they're imposter. I'm not gonna start that. I don't like that game. What an odd word. Anyway, it's too dangerous for you to stay here. I think if we could save the people who've been taken in rifts, could reveal the truth. But none of those people will be able to get out on their own. We have to save them together, Zelda. But first, let's save you. Let's get you out of here. You can't go through the bar? Oh my god. That's interesting. Let me help. I am concerned that we will be making the Triforce in this game. Ooh. Zelda, I made something to help you. You borrowed the Tri-Rod. Borrowed? Are we back to Link Between Worlds? Hit with stick! Hit with stick! It's a mysterious rod, the same color as Tri. It's warm to the touch. Also, this feels an awful lot like we're going Wand of Gamelon. You could create echoes of things with this world. Not sure what will be most useful to you, but I'm sure this will come in handy. Go up to something that's shimmering and press ZR. I know the table's obvious. I'm checking, okay? Got the echo. Them all, Zelda Maana. Learn the table echo. Good job. That's how you learn things. Anything you can learn can be echoed with Y. Get that. Perfect job. What you created is an echo. ZR when you're near an echo to erase it. When I erase all your echoes, hold ZR. Now we can escape. Let's go. Secrets? Oh. Secrets? Okay, I can block them. And I only got 3. Zealot, run faster. Okay. How'd you manage to get out? Oh, whatever. You're in the king's orders, so please stay put and don't cause any trouble. We can make tables. Surely this is enough to escape a fortified prison. Oh no. We're doing this sequence? Honestly, that ship we came over as a Gopika, we just killed. Yeah. You learn the wooden box echo. Ooh. Small little table strong enough for a person to stand on. Large wooden box made of planks is light enough to float on water. Also stop trying to murder your loyal guards. Okay, back to this mechanic. I don't think I thought this through real well. Can I... Or I could just go around them. That works too. So the other day I broke a pot to test the theory and General Wright came running. Sure he gave you an earful about it. Actually no, I threw the pot kind of far and he ran away. He heard it break. General Wright is a simple man. You learn the Hyrule Castle pot echo. Elegant pot from Hyrule Castle, clearly made with love and great effort. Not mention Metal Gear. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I may be stuck if he doesn't move. Okay, that was... We'll go back to this plan. Holy crap. Princess! I'm so glad you're safe. You're not hurt, are you? Can't even imagine what His Majesty is thinking. Claiming you created that rift. It's preposterous! Understood you appreciate Metal Gear options. I was just gonna keep trying things till something happened and... Well, jumping was the first thing I tried, and it worked. What? The King, General, Minister are all imposters? Your friend Tri made you a Tri-Rod, was it? I see. Zelda can make use of the rod's power. Where might Tri be now? You're here on your own. I think you're the only one who can see me, Zelda. Well, she's Zelda. Interesting, the world is truly a mysterious place, full of Pokemon. Well, come what may, I will always support you, Princess, no matter what mysteries unfold. You better not dally. The phony king is speaking of executing you. We need to leave, and quickly. You'll stand out in your current attire, so I brought something for you to change into. Oh. What is that blue fabric sticking out of your pocket then? I see. It's the cloak of the swordsman was wearing. The size seems workable. We will do a fine job of shrouding you. Quickly now, before we're spotted. You got a disguise! It's light and flowing, conceals your identity nicely. It smells like a musty dresser. Nice. And that's sort of the explanation for not seeing the smoke. A lot of rift stuff isn't visible to most people. Alright, fine. Spin around quickly by pressing R. Yeah. I need a cloak for that? Should be able to head along now without worry. The princess is missing! Find her! Wow, that hardly changed your appearance at all. Didn't even take the tiara off. Seems we have company. Leave this to me. Lady Impa, who is that over there? It isn't the princess, is it? You didn't even change clothes, you put it over your clothes. It is, you must stand aside this instant. Stand aside, No. I don't think I will. Are you... What? Alright, we're going this route again. Yeah. Here, princess, take this with you. You received a log. This log was given to you by Impa. This is a folded map inside. Make your way to the house marked with the... Tell them Impa sent you. They'll surely help you. This way. Ahead you'll find a shortcut that leads out of the castle. Use it to make your escape. Hurry now, princess. We will see each other later. She's gonna die. Appreciate that they had her dressed behind something to change despite the fact it's literally putting a cloak on. Yeah. You got a bush! Oh no, a shrubbery! What about a plant hardy enough to support a person on its bushy leaves? You learned the old bed echo. Bed is a bit worn out, but you'll get sleepy if you lie down on it. Money. And now you have the most broken thing in the... Oh, goody. Yeah, I can see why. That's not how that works. Yeah, physics is unhappy with us right now. This feels a lot like the Deku Shrub spin. Money! If that is all the bed did, it was the most broken thing with the game. Does let you sleep. Sleeping is in fact useful. You learned the Boulder Echo! Hard rock that's very heavy, but you can move it if you really push. Alright, when we get through this sequence, I'm going to need to take my short break. Then story time! Then more of this. Another rift. Rifts have appeared occasionally for a very long time. Mending them was our job. Except my power alone isn't enough to take care of a large rift like this. Let's get away from it for now. Welcome to another episode of Storytime with Zai. And here is our host, Zai! Nope, no. Oh, uh-oh. You're a stronger swimmer than Link. Don't do this. Oh, face tracking's giving up the ghost again, just in time. Wow, you really are our Navi for the evening. I will be your Navi for the evening. You're awake. Good, let's go. You learned the Rock Echo. An ordinary rock that might be found anywhere, good for throwing. Where are we? Maybe that map thingy that person gave you can help us figure it out. Alright, I think we're like to the game part of the game. Oh! Okay, Zols! A monster! It noticed you. Zelda, can you fight monsters? I have rocks. I hold it like a bat. Here we go. You learn the Zol Echo! Did you learn the echo of that monster? Defeating new monsters leaves a shimmer, which allows you to learn about them like you just did. Okay. Weak gelatinous monster that moves slowly by expanding and contracting. Ah. Okay. Ooh! It's also useless for everyone, though. I mean, this has all worked pretty well. Oh, I think I'm seeing what you're talking about. Well, I could spam them and throw them at least. Money! Got 5 rupees. Neat. That's my word. Got 20 rupees. Excellent. Zelda can swim. So there we go. Grippy, I believe you've played this before. Let me know when a decent spot for me to take a break, it needs to be soon, is. Oh, here we go. You learn the Sea Urchin Echo. An unmoving aquatic monster with hard spines that can pierce metal. Now is good? Okay. Ooh! Wait. Oh, no. Now, these are useful, even though they don't move. You get a shield, you get spines. Alright, I'll hide within these guys. And I will be back shortly. Sorry about that. I returned, and before and before I get started, I have to rant about something else quick. Mild distraction came from someone sending me a news article while I was out, talking about how NASA is saying, yeah, no, we can't get to Mars with our current technology. We would if it weren't for the anti-nuclear crowd. We absolutely would be able to go to Mars if not for the anti-nuclear crowd. They ruined it for all of us. They ruined space travel. So, what am I talking about? Well, there was an engine in development, and I got to talk to some of the people who know a lot about this, which, it's not the Orion drive, which I'm sure some people are already thinking of, which the Orion drive is basically using a nuclear bomb as a propellant, like in a bullet, to push a rocket. Wernher von Braun was nuts. Technically that would have worked, but that's not the drive I'm talking about. Instead, the drive that I am talking about is a different type of nuclear drive that uses nuclear excited fuel. So it becomes even more volatile than normal. And this serious, what the heck? My desk is having issues. Oh boy. And this stuff burnt really, really fast and really, really hot, meaning you did not need a lot of fuel to get an incredible amount of being propelled forward. But it needed a tiny little bit of nuclear material. Enough material that would have been completely atomized if the rocket had an accident and exploded. But the anti-nuclear crowd, continuing to ruin nice things for the rest of us that could solve so many problems, lobbied and got people convinced this was bad. So, no engines that can get us to Mars in 4 months. That's all it would have taken. 4 months. As opposed to like 18 that we currently have right now. Ha! It's... I actually can't do that. Up to. Even though my stuff counts and works, apparently Twitch is banning VTubers for showing their hips. Not real streamers, mind you, just VTubers. So, that's fun. That is a whole different rant that I'm just not getting into right now. Obviously, I am prepared to just accept it when Twitch finally decides to actually just say, you know what, we're not letting VTubers on anymore. You're all banned. But, I'd like to keep going while I can, at least. Go ahead and do the redeem. Go ahead and do the redeem. You'll see some of it. Just, we're not focusing on it. So, the big thing. Big thing that I wanted to talk about. Saw a TikTok about a guy who jumped ropes with a barbell tied to ropes. Well, that's different. So, big thing. Big thing. Wild thing. Wednesday night, Thursday morning, sleep. I was sleeping. Big surprise there. And I had a dream. Also, big surprise there. Dreams happen when you're asleep. But you know how normally with dreams, they sort of fall into one of three categories, I guess. Category 1 is real life. You know, it's like you're dreaming about some messed up version of real life, some weird version of real life. Dream version 2 is like super detailed, but very, very small. Yeah, I've talked to Rippy some about this. Talked up to a little bit about this. Super, super detailed, but it's like very focused on something. Make of that what you will. I'm sure some people will. And 3 is like, it might be some big thing, but it's very, very vague. And it's like when you wake up, if you can remember any of it, you're filling primary dream-ish categories. Or the drug-induced dreams, which are just kind of like, who knows, off the rocker bonkers, even by dream standards. Well, this dream that I had was basically me being isekai. And I don't mean that from, oh, I dreamt about an isekai. I mean, like, for all intents and purposes, I experienced an isekai. But it wasn't one where, when it was happening, I really recognized it was happening. Because not only was it a massive thing akin to playing all of Elden Ring in terms of scale, it was detailed. I mean, I remember so much of it. And the thing is, I woke up twice, the dreams continued, and I did something that like has never happened to me before in any dream where there's like an adventure or something and you wake up. I made it to what, you know, putting it in game terms, I made it to the final cutscene. How many people have had these big dreams where it's like, no, I want to go to sleep, I want to experience it more. And you just like don't get to find out how it ended? I got to find out how it ends. Now, I will talk about this frequently in game terms because that's just the best way I could think of to explain it. But understand, I wasn't experiencing this from the perspective of playing a game. I was experiencing this from the perspective of living it. And so I'm not going to do the whole thing because we'll be here for hours and hours and hours. I've been recording stuff. I've actually already talked to one artist. I'm going to talk to more about drawing stuff from this because it was just huge. Absolutely monstrously huge. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to get this out as a story. I'd love to be able to talk to like FromSoft or Platinum Games and turn it into a game because of what it was. And I think it would be wild. So, you know, this is like a sum of a record here. I'm keeping more of a record. I'll put it together. I'll start, you know, I'll basically talk you through the first leg of how I got into this adventure. Besides I laid down and went to sleep. Which is the obvious how this started type moment. Because it was a dream. Yeah, I woke up crying for a fallen comrade at one point between like 4 or 5 a.m. Sometime between then. Because in the dream, I was crying at a funeral for him. And started saying a prayer to the gods to watch over him. I woke up, you know, I sort of did that phase from sleep to awake. Still crying and praying for him. And then I got up because I had business to do and got halfway to the door before I realized, wait, this was never a real person. This was all in my head. And then I was really, really sad because it's like, oh my gosh, all this emotions, and of course I thought since I was awake, well, I'll never find out anything. Did my business, went back to sleep for the couple hours I thought I had left, and it picked up where it left off. And then my alarm woke me up. And I said, nope, PTO. I am I am going to sleep more just because I was very, very tired. For other reasons, not just dream reasons. So alarm went off, text off, PTO, back to sleep. And the dream finished. Which is, again, just wild. So that's... Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a dream continue. I might have had like what I thought was a continuation dream, only I wake up and say that didn't make any sense at all. But I've never had a dream continue. And like I said, I've never experienced this kind of emotional attachment, this kind of detail and scale of a dream before. So, you know, like I said, if I went through the whole thing, we'd be here start to finish for 4 hours, probably even more, describing everything. But like I said, I'm gonna start just as like an example, and who knows, maybe I'll keep talking about this more and more. We'll update with legs of the journey or something like that. We'll have to see. So this is like prototype story time. Maybe I'll make it an audiobook. We'll have to see. So, and something you should know, and this is like for all dreams, and it's probably because I'm bad with names to begin with, but there aren't names, but there are titles. I can describe people. I can't tell you what the names were. So that's going to be like the one thing I'm going to have to make up with this. So the start of the setting is in my home village. Yep, that's where we are. My home village, which doesn't exist anywhere but this dream, but was real to me. Which is this small little village on the coast. There's a bit of a cliff, but there are paths down to the beach. And it sort of has this mix of Western and Eastern type styles. And it's a fantasy world. I should say it's a very fantasy world. So like old West and Eastern mix. Wooden structures that have more of an Eastern like main type build to them, but with sort of stereotypical slanted Japanese type house, roofs and layering to them is the best way I could put it. Not the castle layers, like just like the second story house with the roof in between and roof on top type stuff. But then it had a more Eastern style street lamps, and there weren't a lot of them, but just enough to be able to see at night. But instead of being lit by a candle or an oil lamp, these had tiny little magical crystals that glowed just to provide a little bit of light. And this is on the main street, which goes west to east, with the ocean on the east, and at the end of the street is this big circular like stage. It's only like 2 steps up off the ground, so it's not very tall. But this is just and with benches and seating, wooden. This is the gathering and meeting area. We held festivals there. And important meetings and announcements and gatherings and stuff like that. And like if oftentimes just during mealtime, everyone would go to eat there instead of at home, that kind of stuff. And then, like I said, there were some paths behind it. So even though it was oh, come on now, a bit of a sheer cliff behind it. It didn't go down very far before it stepped down a couple times, and then you got to the beach and and then, sorry, I said east, I meant west. And then in the distance, you could see an island off in the distance. That's like, it's a day's boat trip out to the island if you're going there. And then to the actual east, getting my directions correct. And this isn't me mixing up anything other than what my west and east is, darn it. Because north was always going in that direction, south was always going that direction. I just had it reversed. Anyways, so then to the east, you know, you got off this main street, you had some huts, had a little bit of farms, and then it was a forest. Mostly was it deciduous, where it's like the trunk and the leaves and not the pines. Anyways, mostly that kind of forest. The path wound up to sort of religious shrine area. It didn't take it too long to get there, but it was still a trek from the village. Well worn because a lot of the more serious ceremonies or events would go up there. That was where we could take shelter. And it was a shrine, like I said, with at the core of it was the village hero from a couple centuries ago. And so the and it just had some of the like village records. It was a small village, so the stuff was like not well kept, not well maintained. We didn't actually have a regular shrine, like quote unquote staff or priest or anything. It was just people would volunteer or take turns going up and trying to take care of it as best as we could. We had other things to do. And in the center of the main altar was the old hero's sword. And keep in mind, this is the village hero, not like continent-sized hero. Just local person who did great things on the village's scale type stuff. Which was in a pedestal with a legend that... Let me see if I could get this wording right. The sword will be... let me see. I know the second one was when the name of village, which, like I said, I'm never going to remember any names, falls. When name of village falls. When the village falls. The sword will be... when the sword is removed, the village has fallen. That was it. Sword over the village has fallen. Which again, it was when name of sword is removed, the village has fallen. So it was like, well, no one touched that sword because we don't want the village to fall. So that's, and then to, like I said, to the north, path to the north went into the main part of the continent, which is like an Australia-sized continent. Well, at the very least, an Elden Ring-sized continent. We'll go with Elden Ring for a reference. Where it's the main path kind of like wound along the top of the cliff a little bit, but then it started to open up more. And so the path went straight, and the coast kind of like went off to the side. And you went up through more of the huts and a little bit more farms, and then off forest and to the north. And to the south, it wound further along the coast around, taking you more or less a coast side path till you get to the next village. So that's setting the scene, I guess, very, very quickly. As for what's actually going on, so we get notice that the Master of Swords from this big central guild of this land, Adventurers Guild, Monster Hunting Guild type thing, is coming to visit our town and going to make an announcement. And there are 6 masters plus the guild master, so 7 total. The guild master, the Master of Swords, Master of Warriors, Master of Mages, the Master of Scouts, the Master of Tools, and the Master of Wilds. And it's sort of like, they're not like official permanent positions, it's just the masters of their different craft in the guild. However many there are, however many can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, they are the master of this, they become one of the guild one of the masters of the guild. And then the Grand Master is the top person among everything. So the Masters of Swords is coming with a couple of the members of this guild to make an announcement about something that is going on in the land. We already know that there's some kind of corruption spreading, which has like this purplish, greenish, sickly color. It's like, combine my wings with the hair that I currently have, but made them like this really sickly, gross combination. That is mostly affecting magical creatures, but this is spreading to other things, environment, to people. It is like a zombie plague, but worse, because the things are still fast and even getting some extra power when this happens. And everyone's kind of worried, like, what's going to happen? Are we all going to die? Can anyone fight this? I mean, we know the guild is fighting it, but can we actually win? We're just a small village. There's only a couple of us who are like actual warriors, and no one has any magical weapons. The one magical weapon in town that everyone is too afraid to touch. What do we do? And so the Master of Swords is coming to town. It's like, okay, he's going to make an announcement. He's going to say something about this. And he's there, and he's like, not quite samurai-ish, but definitely has more of a lean to it. But no top knot or ponytail or anything like that. Short hair, blackish dark brown, but starting to turn gray. He's maybe in his 40s or 50s. But he does carry 2 katanas, but instead of like normal katanas, they're like the katana, but with a crossguard hilt instead of a little circle hilt that they have. Anyways, so he's there with 4 of the guild members who, and makes this announcement that this one forest protector who's a dragon frog, which is like, not like a dragon, but a draconic touched creature. Big thing, big thing, is going to be coming to our town and has agreed, these are already protectors and guardians of the forest. And so at the guild's request to help cover the protection, it will come to our town in order to help protect us. And it should be here by late morning the next day. And that the guild has negotiated this. It's agreed to help fight the corruption, to protect people. And we're all really excited because, like, oh my gosh, this is way more than we could ever bring to bear. Thank you for negotiating our protection and help. He said, yes, of course, I'm happy to. I'm sorry I can't be here to meet. We've got a war to fight. I've got to move to the next village up further north. I've got to help deal with this. But understand, the guild is looking out for everyone, even the small villages like yours. We're not going to make you evacuate to the population centers and cities if we can help it. We think we have a handle on what's going on. And so it's a relatively short town meeting, but it's like, ooh, Farzenshuan. Sorry about the pronunciation there. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Thank you. A little bit of story time right now, and then we'll get back to Echoes of Wisdom. Anyways, so we're all happy. We're drinking. I'm talking to some of my friends. We're celebrating. We're like, yes. And who knows, maybe we'll be able to get some more magical stuff out of it because these creatures tend to generate magic around them. It makes it easier to make magical things. Maybe we'll get lucky. So we go about our days, go our nights, mornings comes, we're waiting. And it arrives. But it's been corrupted. And it attacks. And just plows through the village. People are being slaughtered. Myself and a couple other adventurers and some people who just, pick up weapons, try to fight, but we're using cruder iron weapons. They're not great for this kind of stuff. They're just for like low-level village protection, monster hunting type stuff. And like my weapon actually shatters from the power of the corruption. A lot of weapons are being destroyed from trying to fight the power of corruption, and I'm thrown and knocked unconscious partway through the fight. And when I wake up, I could see it still there in, not too far away. And as far as I know, this thing has killed everyone. I can't hear anyone screaming. Can't anyone call for help. It's sitting there, so presumably it thinks it's killed everyone and is no longer engaging in its slaughter. And I managed to crawl away, find a weapon that's still intact, and I make a run for the shrine up that path, and have to fight my way through these monsters and find different weapons. It's very Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom-esque in terms of the fact that there's other corrupted things now in this forest and corrupted people, my fellow villagers mostly, and that corruption eats away at my regular weapons, our regular weapons, and so I have to fight my way up this path in order to get there. But it looks like the shrine itself hasn't been touched. And I was hoping to find survivors, but sadly, there are not survivors. I cannot find anyone looking around trying to say, hey, no, as far as I know, no one has made it out, and this is it. But like I said, the shrine is untouched. Like there's a circle around the shrine, and I realize the center of the circle is the sword. And I realized that the prophecy is not, oh, we take the sword out and the village falls. It's the village will be taken out. I mean, not the village. The sword will be taken out when the village falls. Gotta love those prophecies. So I grab, and something I should have said. As I'm going up this path, I can see corruption starting to form. And it's like earliest nascent stages on me. But I grab the sword, and it's a nice looking sword. It's not like the fanciest magic sword in the world, but it's a nice looking sword. The blade is Damascus steel, silver, but the Damascus pattern, instead of the usual like different tones of the same color as the blade, darker and lighter, it's actually got this very, very light blue to it, all the way up the side. Very, very, very pretty design. It has a very, very short crossguard that's more darker steel with a very dark inlay. It's a simple carved pattern, but it's nice. It's nice. And then a small round pommel on the end with that same darker steel with the with simple blackish carved pattern in it on the side. Round, circular, not spherical. And the blue glows brighter for a moment when I pick it up, and it actually purges the corruption from me. So it's like, okay, great. I have a weapon that works against this, but the blue then fades even more than when it was sitting in the altar afterwards. So it's, crap. That probably burnt through a lot of this thing's remaining power, because this is a very old sword. It's like 200-year-old sword. So I'm a little bit like, oh no, I've got the best weapon we have, but is this going to be enough now? Did I sacrifice? Did it sacrifice much of what it had left to save me? No idea, but I mean, I still got to try, right? I can't just, I've got to do something. And so I fight my way back down the mountain. I end up having to take several cuts different from the original path. But thankfully I'm able to drop down some of the cliffs, and it's still a path that I quote unquote know. Because again, from my perspective, I've lived and grown up in this village my whole life. But the sword is still definitely working, because like I had to hack and fight my way with each weapon before it broke over and over and over again to kill these things before they just regenerated. They don't regenerate when they're hit with the sword, and it cuts through them way better, and it's clearly not being destroyed. So even in its severely weakened state, yeah, this is the weapon for the job here. And so I'm able to fight my way through and know that it's going to happen. But short of trying to get through the burning, it's not, this one's not a katana. It's a double-edged sword. It's a short double-edged sword. It's a little bit like a mix between the Viking sword, the Carolingian blade, and that was a Jian, I think. The short double-edged Eastern sword. I think it's Jian. Anyways. So so the only real way out, short of trying to make my way through the burning and rapidly corrupting forest surrounding me, is to fight this thing, which, hindsight 2020, it's like, okay, here we go, Dark Souls pattern type thing. But the sword has a lot more effectiveness to it with this than, using the iron weapons. Like, I am doing more damage than us as a group were able to do to this thing, trying to fight and catch it. And eventually, I managed to get it to charge me and run into one of the few stone structures, the building, the cooking the cooking ovens. And this big, which is like this whole big structure on its own, not just like a single small stone oven. And which stops it for a moment, and I climb up on top of it. Here we go, Shadow of the Colossus, and start attacking it from on its own back. And I'll tell you something, when that thing got mad, it's a dragon frog. It can't fly anymore because of its damaged wings, but it can still hop, and oh my gosh, I still hate heights. I still so much hate heights. Hanging on as that thing is jumping several stories in the air at a time. I absolutely hate it, and it makes me a little bit nauseous just thinking about it. But I eventually manage to get the kill and stab it, this pretty stereotypical right down in the forehead type. And that gets it to stop. Thankfully, it was on the ground when I did that. I hated. Oh my god! And I spent a lot of time in the air in the fights. Oh my gosh, I hated how much time I spent in the air in the fights. Oh, I get vertigo just thinking about it. So, thing's dead, crumbling. It's starting to rain, which again is very, very stereotypical. It is helping some of those fires around die down at least. Plus, with the big corrupted magical beast, hopefully the corruption will spread much more slower or even abate from this. And in its sort of the center of, I don't want to say corpse because it's like rapidly turning to ash, but in the center of what's left of it is this blue glowing thing. And I say that not because of the dream fuzziness, but because I actually couldn't see it very clearly through the glow. And I reach out, and it is sort of like a hard crystal gem type thing. And I hold it just to see what it is, because this is very different from it. The frog's regular colors were a dark, rich blue with a healthy forest green underbelly, and this sort of like, this nice purple tips on some of the spikes in its hide. And then it had this very, very sickly purple and green interwoven with it. And this crystal was a very light blue. So I have no idea what this is when I pick it up to try to see, because it's like the only thing remaining solid of this creature after everything's crumbling. And the crystal shatters in my hands, but it doesn't hurt. And the energy just kind of seeps into my arm. I'm like, crap. Is this the source of the corruption? Is this gonna start this all over again? The sword didn't seem to mind it, but I have no idea what actually is happening right now. But, this is bad. As far as I know, still, I'm the only survivor. I turn north to go find... this is functionally the tutorial level, if you were to put this in game terms. I turn to the path to the north, and begin heading that way, because the guild headquarters, the Grand Masters, most of them at least, are that way. And I've got to tell people what happened. And I've got to find help. And I've got nothing left here. My village has been destroyed. My village has been completely destroyed by this thing that was supposed to be a protector. So I just find what little I can in the ruins quickly. Don't want to stay very long. And start heading north in order to try to find help. And the quest begins. And this is barely the tip of the iceberg. Barely. It is wild. But that's how this whole thing starts. And there's like this whole cosmology with this whole thing. It's not just that. You didn't follow, get out of here. It's like like when someone slapped prologue on this video, basically. So like the whole lands are followed by a bunch of nameless gods. And one of them wanted to live among us, the people. But it couldn't as a god because of this like celestial contract type thing. So what it did instead is it shattered itself into 8 pieces that would become the 8 great dragons, from which all of the dragons, the dragon beasts like the dragon frog, were descended. And sorry, Rippy, looks like up to beat 2. And so these are the 8 great dragons: the Overlord of Lightning, the Herald of Winter, the Eternal Garden, Everburn, Queen of the Winds, Primordial Father, the Deep Father, and Mother of Mountains. These 8 great dragons are sort of like the gods of the local land, or demigods, the guardians. They are, here. They are grand creatures. Or they were 1,000 years ago. They're still known, they're still seen, but things have not been great. We know the Primordial Father is dead. The Mother of Mountains and the Queen of the Winds have disappeared. We don't know what happened to them. To be clear, Zai forgets his own name. Once in a while, they hell out of these 8. It is. There's rumors that the Herald of Winter has disappeared. I'm trying to go through the list here. And several others, like the Overlord of Lightning, the Deep and the Deep Father, are like have been acting erratically. There's something going on that we don't know, that we don't understand. So, and of course, everyone's fearing the worst. I think it makes an audiobook, they would do well. I don't know how well. I mean, I'm obviously I'm the one to narrate it because I'm telling it literally from my perspective. I experienced this freaking thing, but I don't know how great I am as well, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm currently trying to just get everything down and mapped out and coherent to stay that way. But yeah, this is, just to say that this is more than just the events I personally experienced. This is there's a whole thing. It's a whole world here. And most of the fights were very Shadow of the Colossus, by the way, where they're moving fast, like a Dark Souls or Elden Ring boss, but you have to get on them if you want to have a chance at doing some real damage. So many of them flew. I hated every single one of them. Oh my gosh. So yeah, maybe each stream will have a little bit of story time as I tell the next leg of the journey or something. But I gotta talk about this. I gotta get into this because it was such a big thing to happen just in the middle of my dreams, at least from my perspective. It's so wild for this to happen. And of course, just for so much of it to be remembered, to just stick with me, Like I said, I've already commissioned artists. I want to talk to more artists in order to be able to show you some of what I've seen, even if it's not the same way. I am so sad I can't go out and experience this, and it is very unlikely that I'd be able to create a game. I'd so want to create a game with FromSoft or Platinum Games of this, because obviously I have the whole story ready to go. I didn't even need to consciously create. It was literally written by my subconscious, which is just incredible. Like I'm sitting here going, I did this? I can't possibly have done this. But who else could have done this? I don't know. So I'll figure it out. Audiobook, first person book, I don't know. But maybe one of those diary type perspectives of, you're reading this, here's my story type things. I don't know, but holy smokes, man. Holy freaking smokes. So, yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to be on this for a bit. Because from my perspective, I went through a whole isekai adventure, start to finish. So, and saw some amazing things, saw some beautiful things, saw some absolutely horrifying things. Stuff that, like, Bloodborne would be proud of. So, I mean, it wasn't a whole life. You know, I don't remember the whole growing up part of it. But it was a sizable chunk of a life. So, yeah. Little bit of a tangent there. I just need to start telling the story like this. Like I said, I'm gonna be on this for a while probably. Get bits and pieces of story. I'll try to make sure anytime I do, it goes in like order. But yeah, I will continue trying to work on this to turn it into a big, coherent thing. So, with that said, we have about 45 minutes left of the regular stream time. Let's go back to Echoes of Wisdom. Like I said, it's just... like I said, even though my subconscious wrote this, I struggle to take true credit for it because of how I lived this. Which, as far as I'm concerned, is what happened. I keep pushing the wrong thing. As far as I'm concerned, this is a lived experience. What are the controls again? I thought that was a rubber duck for a second. Ooh! Oh. Yeah, just thinking about it starts to get me emotional and like, I miss my home village, but I've never actually been to my home village. Other superpowers beds have, they float. I want to see if I could do something here. I want to see if I can aim better. I see why beds are broken in this game. There we go. Can I? Probably not. That is not... Okay, whatever. Physics is subservient to magic. That is a fair argument. That's like, hold on. We're doing magic things. What are you complaining about? But it's still kind of like, come on, man. Really? They probably put a lot of work into making sure you can't sequence break here. Hmm. Probably not nearly enough. Clearly, given what I'm up to. Right, this is going to be a problem. Wait a minute, I know what to do. No! That doesn't work! No! Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Gianna, yep, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yay! Thank you. I can't tell if it's blocking me from jumping or if I'm actually just not tall enough. Hmm. Gotta think. I've got to get one. I think I've got to get 1/2 higher here. No, 1 full higher here. But in order to do that, I need to be 1 full higher here. Mind of when you tried to speedrun the Sage Cave in Elden Ring for 2 hours? Alright, fine, we'll continue. Ooh. And the Keese Echo. Great, now I have the annoying bats. Monster is only a bat. You can... If you hold one aloft and step off a ledge, you can glide. Oh my gosh, yes! Of course. This is a very fast 2 pieces of heart. Oh my gosh. That's gonna be so broken. Yes! Yeah, we immediately have the paraglider. Oh, 50! Haha! They do indeed make me really happy. Welcome to Suthorn Village. It's usually nice and quiet here, but now things are terrible. If only Link were here. Who's Link? Link is a young fellow from this village. He's better with a sword than anyone. He helps us with lots of problems, monsters, weeds, you name it. But he's gone off on a journey, right when we need him. How curious. Link wears a cloak like yours. Ah, Link, I hope you're alright. Only Link were here. I really want... it doesn't need to be like a full game, just like a couple dungeon prequel. I want to see Link's journey in this. What happened? A rift appeared north of here, and it grew so fast that one of us got caught inside. What's worse, we can't even run to Hyrule Castle to help. The rift is blocking the way there. If only Link were here. Please, you stay safe out there. Are you kidding me? You learned the meat echo. Large hunk of bone and meat that has been roasted too glistening. Its dripping juices entice certain monsters. I hate the idea of magically conjuring food. Immediately starts just... Oh no. That's a massive chunk of food. Ability to just summon meat to appear. Oh no. If you eat it, does it stay eaten? Oh, wait a minute. We're gonna collect different pot echoes, aren't we? Simple pot of a common type. It is big enough for a person to fit inside. We're pretty upset around here. One of us villagers has been caught in a rift. We can't escape either. The forest nearby is crawling with monsters. Sorry, kid, you learn the trampoline echo. Children's toy of springy cloth on a wooden frame lets you jump higher than usual. Ooh, I am here for this. I got a trampoline with a great gift. You can play with it too. A rift swallowed up one of my neighbors. Must be something we could do besides pacing. The rift nearby is huge. It's terrifying being so close to our village. It'd be the Soothorn Forest too. A strange old man lives there. Hope he's okay. Welcome! Potion sweets, you'll find tasty selection here at the Soothorn shop. Come on in, take a look. How can I help you? What do you think of my stock? Potions, okay. When used in a drink, boost effect. Oh boy. We're back to cooking! Ooh! That's way cheaper than I thought it'd be. Yay! Okay, I just got some floral nectar for free, sure. Wait a minute. Oh, this is Link's house! Aww. It has the hat! It has his hat! That's the Kokiri are in it. Are in a game. Link's the only person who wears that hat. Crushing grapes. Item can be used to recover hearts, but is more effective when mixed into a drink. I cannot believe we're back to cooking. And more nectar. Who's sleeping down here in the well? And more nectar. What? Does the, what's he called? Does the, store owner live down here or something? All the nectar? I want the Oracle games. Link's Awakening. Not Link's Awakening. Link to the Past. All that in this style. Why? Learn the sign echo. Simple sign made of wooden planks. They stand all over Hyrule. Why? Hey Zelda, have a look at this. This waypoint has been recorded. You can now warp here using the map. Alright, it lit up. I almost wrote it as lighted up. These are waypoints. We use these a lot. Rifts can appear all over the place, so we can use these to travel quickly around the world. Once you interact with one, you can travel to it at any time. I'm sure they'll be helpful. Waypoints can be found in lots of different places. Spot any, make sure to check them out. Hey, shout if you can hear me! Who are you? Don't know, it doesn't matter. Can you please help us? That cloak looks like Link's. All those cloaks trendy right now or something? What am I doing? There's no time for idle banter. My wife got swallowed up by the rift. Wife, can you hear me? I just realized this is a Twilight, like from Twilight Princess style cloak. Huh. That wasn't what I was trying to do, but okay. Treasure chest! Got 5 electro apples. I'm gonna use it to recover hearts, but it's more effective. Makes it a drink. The bats are not great attackers. Since see lots of creatures in this area, I think this place marked with is up ahead. Alright, that's where I just came from. Okay. Money! Can I already tell you, go full Air Force, bro. They're better than the Zols, though they're not great. Yes, trampolines, attack him for me. What? No! Stop running into the rock. Oh, come on! You got the Ignazol Echo. White Zol with a flame on top of it. Anything it touches is set ablaze. Gee, I wonder if they want you to test it. No! Uh-oh. That's not useful all the game. Ah! I want the money. Wait. Beds are useful. Can I do this? Wait, there's a heart there. That works, but there's also a heart here. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Get over here. I do love the idea of summoning tons of monsters to fight for me. Ooh! Ooh! Fairies love these sturdy balls and jump right. Okay, that's concerning. Ow. Watch out for monsters hiding in the grass. Well, I now have something to do about that. Ow. Come on. You learn the... Alright. Snake-like monster that rushes at its... Alright, these guys. Able to dodge airborne... Those attacks with ease. Yeah, this version of fairies are almost as masochistic... Fire spreads... yes, it does. We got the Armadillo Echo. Monster lives in caves or on plains, recklessly charges everything it sees. It holds its tail to roll, bouncing off walls. And lo, Zelda didn't make snakes from her staff. And then Moses Spoke's neat trick, hold my beer. I approve. Got 4. It did not take very long at all to get 4 pieces of heart. Holy crap. Got a Monster Fang! High quality tooth was dropped by a monster. Can't use it in its current form. You got the Spear Moblin Echo! British monster found all over Hyrule. Hurl spears can reach even a high up targets. Fairy jumped into your bottle. Fairy will automatically restore some hearts if you run out. Link has to chase his fairies. Also, this is very concerning still. So, Southern Fairy, Southern Ruins. Was this where we were supposed to go? Looks like the rift is blocking the door. Zelda, my role is to mend rifts. I have lots of friends who do the same. We all work together fixing up rifts. Normally my friends fix them quickly, so it's weird that this is still here. Wonder if something happened to them. Zelda, will you investigate with me? I'm guessing my friends are in the rift, and if we find them, we can mend this rift easily. Let's head this way. We need to find an entry point. Yeah, I already noticed the triangle thing, but I figure I could just keep firing them at what I want. Okay, there's a bunch of moblins. I feel like it's probably better to use something else. Specials now. Okay, you could just... Never mind. Guess that works too. Or maybe you could join with eating it. Sure. Alright, we're done eating. Let's kill each other again. Moblins have priority. They do. 10 bunches of refreshing grapes, okay? More refreshing grapes. Don't think I didn't see that down there. It's either gonna go great, it's gonna get... Okay. That's gonna get me killed. And it was here! Stand next to this portable fire pit and bask in its warm glow to stave off the cold. Ah! Pea hat! Wait a minute. Yay! Okay, that was actually really easy. Yay! You learned the pea hat echo! I'm gonna abuse this so much. Large plant creature, it spins its spiky roots to attack. Like most plants, it is vulnerable to fire. Unless it's way weaker than normal pea hats, and then I'm gonna be very sad. I knew it. It sends my friends in there. But they can't move. It seems like they're trapped. If that's the case, they won't be able to mend the rift at all. I think we'll have to go in there and help them. Then we could deal with this rift properly. We could save them if we work together, Zelda. So, what do you say? Alright, we can get in there now. Let's go save my friends. I think we'll have to do that next time, because this looks like a whole thing, and we only have a couple minutes, and I am tired, so stopping a little bit early doesn't hurt anything. Despite the delay getting started. Still, it is a whole thing. Okay, I figured. Anyways, still good to be back. Love being back. Thank you all for watching and hanging out. I really appreciate it. We will do this on Sunday. Yeah, I don't know that I have anything else to say except thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming back, hanging out, watching, bearing with me as I rambled and ranted. I will see y'all Sunday for more Echoes of Wisdom. Be safe, have a great weekend, and take care. I will catch you next time.